My name's Dallas and Payge, WWE Hall of Famer and creator of the DDPY fitness system. For decades, I have always been ahead of the curve when it comes to holding back the hands of time. At 69 years young, my regiment is not for the faint of heart. My routine challenges even the fittest athletes who are less than half my age. But to me, it's just a typical day. I've invited some of my celebrity friends and some incredible warriors from around the world to experience it for themselves. So the challenge has been laid down. The only question is, do you have what it takes to survive DDP's Gauntlet? Yeah! Hey guys, it's me, DDP, and welcome to DDP's Gauntlet. I am here with the one and only Darby Allin. We are at Payge's retreat, and something you just did that was pretty spectacular. I got to put you over on it. Climbing Mount Everest, but I don't want to talk about it yet. And that's because I want to bring my wife Payge out here, who's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Fuji, and she really wanted to talk to you about it. I had no questions when he gets here, no questions. Where do we get on camera? So I've known you for quite a while, really since you first broke out as far as on TV. Was that the first time that you ever were on TV when they did the pay-per-view? And what was that pay-per-view?
It was Fighter Fest 2019.
2019.
Yeah, it's like when AEW first started, and wrestling Cody for the first time. Fighter Fest.
Stop there, because I watched that match, and I don't know who you are at the time.
Yeah.
But of course, you immediately have a look. It's different. You're not that big, you know. Yet I watched Cody go out there and do what no one does anymore, which is a 20-minute time limit.
Yeah.
What the hell? I can't even think of the name. Broadway. How could I forget that? Because I've been in a few of them. But that was back in the day. No one does that. And I thought to myself, first of all, you look good out there. But Cody had to really think, wow, this kid's got something. Because they didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
you could have gone 20 minutes and they just beat you.
I really think it comes down to how desperate I was to be in AEW. He knew that it wasn't like I was taking anything for granted. He knew if he gave me the opportunity that I was gonna hit it out of the park. And that's all I ever needed was the opportunity. He knew how, because back then a lot of people would, if you had the option of AEW or WWE, AEW is a startup thing. I think a lot of people from the independents were asked hey, what do you want to do? And they'd play it safe and go to WWE. But I was the exact opposite. I was like, no, man, AEW, I have to be there. And he saw how I was freaking team player from day one. He's like, dude, all right, this guy right here, if I give him the opportunity, I know he's going to take the ball and run with it, because he saw how determined I was. But no one else, what's crazy? He's I feel like no one else saw that.
Right.
So
he actually is gifted, because you look at MJF. Same thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that he got under and a lot like his daddy like that, when it comes to that. But I don't want to. I want to go all the way to the beginning. When did you first of all, did you fall in love with wrestling? How old were you?
So I really got into wrestling, dude. What's funny is I can't remember there not being a time I was into wrestling. It's always been there.
So at some point, then what was the time that you say, I'm going to be a wrestler? That's a big. I know what it was for me, because I was 20 years old. I knew I was going to be a wrestler, and I started to do it, and I hurt my knee, and then I was out, and didn't come back again for over 10 years.
So I graduated high school. I was 118 pounds.
100. How tall?
5'8".
So you were 5'8", but you're still 118 pounds.
Yeah. Then from there, I graduated, and I tell my dad, so what are you going to do with your life now? I was like, Dad, I'm going to be a pro wrestler. He's like, no, you're fucking not. Get serious. You're going to be a fucking, play it safe. Do something normal. And I was like, all right, I always do video making. So I was like, I'm just going to go to film school. I played it safe. I went to film school.
Where'd you go to film school?
Arizona.
Arizona.
And it...
ASU?
No, there's this film program in Scottsdale. It was a specialty like film program school. And then first day I get there, instantly I was like, this ain't for me. I just knew it. There's so much rules and all this stuff, and I wanted to make it.
Forget the rules. Darby Allin's here.
Yeah, no, seriously. We had this project where we had to make a film on the school campus, and we had 12 hours to make it. And mine, long story short, the teacher walks in, and I'm filming, and she's like, "You can't be making this type of movie here." And she said that to me, and instantly it's like, I'm dropping out. I fucking quit, because you're not going to tell me what to do, especially if I'm paying to be there, you know?
Right.
I feel like, dude.
And they asked you to make a film. You didn't say it had to have a rating.
Yeah. So instantly, she sees what we're making, and she's like, "No, you can't." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm done." And so it's funny, because around that time, all I was doing was riding the Metro bus. I didn't have a car or anything. I would just be taking the Metro bus everywhere. And I saw this flyer.
And how old are you there?
This is 2021. 2021.
2021. All right.
Yeah, and then I saw this flyer in Arizona, and it said live pro wrestling. And I'm a wrestling fan, but in my mind, the thought of actually doing it died. Like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna be a wrestler. So I go to this independent wrestling show in Arizona, and I'm watching it, and I think to myself, this is the worst fucking shit I've ever seen. This is so bad.
Brutal.
And I was thinking, if people are paying to watch these guys, maybe I should do it. Which is kind of funny how that works, because I hear that on a lot of fields. A lot of people don't have the confidence, because when you see the best of the best,
right,
you're like, I don't even know where to start. But when you see people here, and then there's a crowd for it.
The bar is set low.
Yeah.
I can step over that bar.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And then
now you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a wrestler. Where does that take you? Do you talk to those guys at that show? I mean,
yeah, I do. And looking back on it now, thankfully that training school closed down, because you could, in hindsight, I look back, I'm like, oh, you could see a carny from 1,000 miles away. Like, I was like, oh man, like this guy, you aren't gonna learn anything really. So it's kind of a perfect storm, because my parents and everybody live in Seattle. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna move back to Seattle. I had college.
So this is in Arizona where you saw the wrestling. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I went to the wrestling school in Arizona, but then I was like, I remember when I graduated high school in 18, I typed up in Seattle, wrestling school near me, and there's this place called the Bunny Wayne Academy. And I looked.
Buddy Wayne, yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the website, and there's all these jock dudes, like big dudes with sweaters and sweatpants, like athletes, and I was like, fuck it. And I had literally like a 2-foot mohawk at the time, and I was like, I'd walk into that school, and they'd be like, who's this little piece of shit? And I knew. Oh.
Are you still a $118 at this time?
Yeah, no, dude. When I was living in Arizona, I shit you not, it's not an over-exaggeration, I would live off of $6 a week on food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was working at the 99-cent store, so every time I was in the walk-in fridge, I was just stealing, eating food and like shit like that, so.
So where, if you're living off $6, where are you living?
No, that's on food, but I was living in this like studio.
Oh, okay.
It's like $400 a month at the time. And
that must have been sweet.
Yeah, no, it was, but I don't know. The thing is, when I moved back to Seattle, I was like, I told my parents, like, I'm gonna quit film school, and of course they're like, you can't do that, And my dad, it's cool now. Fast forward all these years later, through the life AEW's given me, he retired from work, and now he's my personal assistant. And my personal assistant, I just make him do all this crazy shit, like.
But you got a great relationship with your dad.
But you got to remember, he was like the ultimate jock in high school. He won the high school championship for football in '82. So it's a funny story, because his dad, he never met his dad, but my grandma, the NFL Vikings, the team, the Vikings, were in town, and my grandma had a one-night stand with one of the Vikings, and then out came my dad. So my dad never saw him. My dad never met his dad.
Oh my God.
So, but the thing is, he's ingrained with like football, So when his son grows up to be this skinny little skater, and he's like, "What are you doing with your life?" Like he's so panicked that I'm gonna become a crackhead or something.
Before I have to backtrack, I have to digress here. because we're right down here on the beach, as you can tell. Got a lot of copters, and there'll be a lot of jets.
I think that's
zooming
the state
by.
patrol looking for me.
Your ride's here, bro. So the bottom line is, the first thing I saw of you is you on a house, and you put your skateboard down, and you just go off the ledge. We're playing right here. I mean, you go off the ledge. I mean, there wasn't another place to land but the ground. But so where, what?
So the thing is, when you get told your whole life you're going to amount to nothing, not from your parents, but just from society as a whole.
As a whole.
Yeah, you're like, they pretty much, here's your life, expect nothing, so you almost got nothing to lose. There's nothing to look forward to.
And the bar is set low.
Yeah, okay. You're willing to risk anything, literally anything.
But there was no, I could see if you were jumping, and then normally they hit another ramp somewhere, but there was nothing. It was the driveway, and it was like 18 feet below. So, like that, I don't understand what was going through your head?
Just, dude, I don't know, man. Seattle, the weather's really bad down there. You get bored, and you start thinking of crazy shit. We used to do these things in my backyard where every Wednesday after school we would host a thing called shit fighting.
Shit fighting?
We would collect all the neighborhood dog shit and make a ring.
Oh, stop
No, I'm
it.
serious. We'd make a ring of it. We would make a ring of it, and then we'd have like ultimate fighting in the dog shit. And then, but dude, when you have nothing to do and it's shitty weather,
I gotta have to be really fucking bored for that shit, dude.
No, but we have these like backyard tournaments, and it was just the craziest people. We would do it. I've fought in the dog shit fight before and stuff like that. I won.
I could see if it was a punishment.
I'm undefeated in the dog shit fight.
Oh my God.
Dude, but the thing is, we were having the time of our lives. Everybody was like, "This is so fun," and we all just the group of people in Seattle, where I'm from, felt like they had no future. Like a lot of people just felt like there's nothing.
Do you stay in touch with any of those guys?
No, it's funny because it's gonna fast forward a little bit. I get done climbing Everest.
Right.
I have this it's like you have this moment, you're like, oh man, like you try to remember everybody that you were close with.
Right.
And you have this moment where you're on Everest and you just want to like reach out and like just see how everybody's doing, because
first of all, you could have died, but I don't want to I want to save all that.
But I get down and there's this one friend. I'm not gonna name his name or anything like that because you'll know why in a second. But I call him. I haven't heard from him in like 15 years.
Right.
I'm like, dude, what's up, man? How are you? And he's like, dude, I'm doing good. I just got out of prison. Okay. I just stabbed my mom and a few other people. Oh. And I was like, wait, what? And then, I'm like, what's a few other people? Like, and I was like, some people are left best in the past.
Yeah.
That's one of them. But
that's one of them.
But dude, but the thing is, like, we were having fun growing up because we like pushing the boundaries. I'm inspired a lot by guys like Bam Margera and Fast Forward. We worked out with Bam.
Yeah, Bam, you brought him in, yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, dude, we watch videos like that and then growing up, dude, let's just have fun. Let's just push the limits here. So it was all in good fun, the shit fighting. And
all right. Let's now get out of that. Get out of that shit, literally, and let's go back to wrestling. So you're in Arizona.
I drop out.
Did they charge you there? Did they train you?
No. The school.
Oh, you went to Seattle.
Yeah, the school closed down in Arizona right before I was going to start. So I was like, I'm just going to go back to Seattle.
And go to the place you had looked up a long time ago. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, and then from there, I feel like I have nothing to lose because my plan A, literally, I just dropped out of school.
Sure.
And I was like, I have nothing else to fall back on. I'm going to do this wrestling thing. Like, I want to just do it. And
so was it a good school?
Yeah. Oh, the best for like the absolute, like the basics you would know are so fundamentally important. The headlocks, the arm drags, the lockups. We would do this shit nonstop. Like,
right.
Completely.
Repetition, bro.
Yeah. So it was like the basics, just we hammered it down. And I remember the first day I was walking up to the school, I told myself, with the whole world of wrestling, I'm either going to make it as Darby Allin or I'm going to fail, but I'm not going to change a single thing.
Real name?
No.
Okay, so where did the name come from?
Darby Crash. from the Germs.
Okay, all right, I've heard of it.
Yeah, he's dead. Gigi Allen, he's dead. But I'm a big fan of film. Like, obviously.
Yeah, I got it, yeah.
But
I've seen your videos, which we'll talk about a little bit.
These guys growing up, some of my favorite directors, they made documentaries on these people. Todd Phillips, who made the Joker, best-selling rated R movie of all time.
Right.
Highest grossing. He did a documentary in film school on Gigi Allen. He dropped out of the school to finish it because the school didn't want him to make a film like that.
Right.
So I'm just really like, just the whole, and the thing is, I'm straight edge. I don't do anything. But these guys died of like drug overdoses.
You know, that's the biggest reason why I give, when people ask me, how can they be doing this crazy shit that they're doing? I go, well, most of those guys are straight edge. They don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do drugs. You know, well, boy, your body will really actually heal back faster. You know, if you don't do that crazy shit. And I grew up in the nightclub business, so, you know, I didn't do the drugs part, but I still did the partying part, and it definitely took its toll. But you not doing that, smarter. So let me get you out of school now. When's your first match?
So I had my first match 3 months in training. It's funny because right before my first match, I was putting this stuff in my hair, but my hair was like bleached at the time. I didn't know, but it made my hair fall out. But I had hair all here, just so it was like long hair, but all this was gone. And then I super glued a bunch of car toys to my head to make, and then But
wait a minute, you super glued what to your head?
Car toys.
Car toys.
Because there's hair on the side and hair back here. So I super glued car toys so it looked like a neighborhood cul-de-sac. But then I couldn't get them out, so I had to take like a butter knife and rip them out of my head.
Oh my God.
But so in my first match, you see.
This is really, for those of you who don't know this cat and you're still listening, this is one of the smartest guys I know too. So he's special though, like that. Go ahead.
So my first match, if you go back and ever watch it, it's no hair here and long, and then bald on the top, which is, and I was like, the people thinking, who is this guy? Like, what is this guy about? You know?
And what are you weighing then?
God, probably at the time 136 pounds.
Okay.
So.
Any tats? You start to tat yet?
Just my hand, just the knuckles, and then my chest.
Okay.
Nothing else at that time.
Knuckles is a big move to make first.
I
know, because you don't see how you normally gotta have a bunch of tats.
I learned the hard way. Instantly, I got it, and then the next day, I got fired from my job. Instantly.
But you put drug free.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That should have been like, hey, everybody, this is how serious he is about being drug free. Look at it. You should have got a promotion.
Tell that to the Little Caesars manager. He didn't give a fuck.
So you got those tats, and is it Relentless that you have?
Oh, Relentless on the back of my neck.
Okay, so what was one in your
Nothing's over till you're underground.
Very good.
It's just like my whole motto.
Again, a fucking affirmation, bro. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a beautiful affirmation.
But I knew instantly the way, if I was ever going to make it in wrestling, I had to just 100% with reckless abandon, and also bring my outside world into the wrestling world with the skateboarding, the crazy stuff. Because I was like, dude, a lot of wrestlers, they're like, what's your character? It's like, well, I'm a crazy guy. But I was like, I have real footage of my whole life falling on my skateboard, having the most craziest wipeouts. So it's not, to me, it wasn't a character more than, let's just actually bring.
And who are your heroes? I probably know a few of them, but who are your heroes as a skater?
So in the world of skateboarding?
Yes.
So obviously, Bam is a big one.
Right.
There's a guy named Jeff Raleigh, which his skating is straight up, if he falls on these tricks, he's gonna die. It's that big of stuff. It's just insane. So when you're watching someone literally risk their life for their passion, it's inspiring.
Sure.
And obviously you got to hand it to Tony Hawk.
Of course.
So,
which is kind of cool because you're buddies with all these guys now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, I climbed Everest for Tony's charity to raise build skate parks in underdeveloped areas, which
awesome.
I've come full circle with because the town I live in and now in Georgia, the nearest skate park's 35 minutes away. and actually the city is giving me a huge plot of land to build a skate park.
Oh,
and then
dude, that's huge.
They told me, all right, Darby, just create the blueprint, draw whatever you want. So like, oh, I create the skate park, I come up with the ideas. It's gonna get gnarly.
It's gonna get gnarly.
But no, it's gonna be a public park just for free.
That's great though,
and
man.
it's giant undercover. And there's no undercover parks in Georgia.
You know, this is shoot. All right, back when I skated, it was
skateboarding?
Yes, I was a surfer. So but the boards were lame. It was a like aluminum board with like the metal wheels. That shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I knew, and I was 22, so that is, I'm 69, so that was 47 years ago. I tried to raise money to build a skate park.
Oh, yeah.
Swear to God, bro. I can remember coming down this one hill, and I was freaking bing, 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 and then all of a sudden, there was no bing, bing. Now it's just straight, and that thing's wobbling, and at some point, man, it kicked out. I went, and raw hamburger meat everywhere. That was the last time I got on that fucking thing. But I loved it, and I thought it was going to be huge. It wasn't going to be huge anytime soon then, but look at it today. Dude. I mean, it's monstrous.
Yeah, the whole perception with the Olympics and everything.
Yeah,
a lot of skaters, sometimes hate the Olympics, the thought of it, because they want to keep it the core underground vibe.
That ain't happening no more. That ain't happening.
But it also helps with the communities when you go. I went to all the town meetings. I did all the stuff. I had all the interviews with the people that run all the parks and recreation, and they're like, "Oh shit, no, skateboarding is legit. Like it was in the Olympics." But before you'd be like, they're like, "Oh, they just have the stereotype of it's going to attract the druggies,
sure,
and all the stuff."
Sure.
So
which is partially true.
Yeah. Well, because when I told you, my dad's a big sports fan, and then when I quit amateur wrestling, I quit football, track and field. I was like, I'm just going to skate. He just to say, okay, you're gonna become a crackhead. He was so afraid, but it's
well,
cool.
They worried about you, dude.
He doesn't have any tattoos, and then I got his first tattoo. I had him get was a class of '82 when he graduated on his ankle. It's like shit, and it's just like it's so ghetto, but it's cool that I give back to. So it's just fun to come this full circle, but just try to give back to everybody and bring everybody up with you.
That's what life's about, brother. And you get that. That's all. You've got your own little skate park at your place, and it ain't little.
People living in the school bus in the backyard.
Crazy.
But
all right, so let's go back to the beginning, because I know you struggled at the beginning. First of all, nobody believes you can do this. Who's the first person that you respected that said, dude, you're gonna be somebody with this if you just keep doing what you're doing? Like, who was that person? We don't have to know about it.
It's so hard to tell, because at the time Seattle was considered the black hole of the wrestling world for the independent wrestlers, because there was no shows running in Seattle at the time. So you either had to go to Canada or Oregon, and nobody was going to fly you from Seattle to, say, the hotbed of indie wrestling, say in Jersey or Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, huge.
So the big thing about it, I knew I had to get out if I wanted to make it. And next thing I know, I'm just living in my car in Atlanta. And
you were living in your car in Atlanta?
Yeah.
For how long?
About 3-4 months.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
But it was in the dead of summer.
Oh, so you didn't have to worry about
What kind of car? Oh, Camry. It wasn't I wasn't high rolling back then. But I felt it created such a good work ethic and discipline, because you know how the summers go in Georgia.
Hot.
Yeah, you wake up at 7 in the morning and you can't sleep in that car.
Yeah, right.
And it creates such a good work ethic where you're going to bed early, waking up instantly. You ain't gonna sit in your car. So I used to park in this parking garage that was connected to the Anytime Fitness, and I had a membership there, and that's where I would cook my food, the George Foreman grill, and shower and do all this stuff. So instantly you'd wake up and you'd hit the ground running in the hustling and training. I did more training at Air Fox's school down in Georgia. And he was another really dedicated guy, and it's cool to see him come full circle and be
So let me ask you, so what year is that approximately?
2017.
2017?
Yeah.
Wow.
So You know, dude, there's a lot of people that say they want it, but they don't really want it. You know what I mean? And then the people that really want it, like myself, they almost get intimidated by, and then they're almost like, it's just, they find you too, oh man, you need to chill out, you need to take it easy. But I was like, dude, this is our lives here. This isn't a game. And a lot of people sometimes play the whole role, the weekend warrior stuff, and then they just get bitter and jaded, but they're not willing to go where you're willing to go. And that's a big part of, also I'll explain why in a second I wanted to do Everest. A lot of it's just going to places where no one's willing to go. And
So go back to like when, like for me personally, when kids come up to me, like, DDP, man, I want to be a wrestler so bad, man. Can you just tell me what to do, where to go, what I need to do? I said, are you talking about wrestling this independent show that we're at? Or are you talking about WWE? AEW. You talking about the show, or you talking about I just gotta wrestle? Well, I want to eventually get WWE or AEW. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, you shouldn't do it because it's so hard. It's so hard. I said, but if you can't breathe without it, you should do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't breathe without it, don't. You're just going to be wasting your time.
First thing you said to me when we jumped on a call when I summoned Everest was, I respect you because you stay true to your word. You said
That's everything.
You said you were going to do something and you fucking did it. And a lot of people, it. It's so rare. Yeah. So when people say that this is all they ever want to do, I'm just so used to half-assing. I'm so used to just being around that.
And one of the things I would say is, are you willing to drive 600 miles and sleep on the ring because that's the only place that you can get to because you're working at for $25? I mean, that's what I know Edge did. That's what I know Christian did. That's what I know a lot of these guys like you did that really paid their dues at a different level that, and a lot of those guys who really want it like that, they make it. They make it at least to the show and get to work it. Yeah. They may not stick, but they actually get there.
And it's a funny thing because I'm telling my mom and dad at the time, because I'm like, hey, the wrestling thing's going great. But meanwhile, I'm living in my car. But I don't tell them that because they'd be like, oh my God, you're but you're going to get like shot or stabbed or something. But dude, I really applied myself and I knew there was a time limit on all this.
Yeah.
And I needed to make it as fast as possible so I can look back and know there's nothing to regret. Because I feel like earlier when I was saying you're graduating high school and you're so used to everybody telling you don't expect jack shit in your life, and you believe them. You start believing them. So you just start accepting that's your future. You're like, all right, it's going to be a long life of just sitting around washing dishes or whatever it is that.
Well, I have a dream. I can't get there. You're right. Yeah. You can't.
It's just, but it's so intimidating. But then once you literally have nothing left to lose and you're willing to sacrifice everything, shit starts actually happening. Like once you get to this level and you start speaking the same language as other people that do the same thing, and you find there is also, but more times than not, you're just so used to the people that say they're going to do something. But then once you get to this, it's hard to go back to the people here. And it's not like you view that you're better than anybody. You just have higher expectations for your life. There's more that you want to get out of life. There's more, you just demand more. And sometimes you just got to be around people that are better than you.
100%. I don't ever want to be the smartest guy in the room.
No.
Smart where I know and streetwise, but I surround myself with some of the smartest people that I know.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's really interesting is over the last few years, I've eliminated every person that's chaos. Like, I don't want chaos. I'm freaking 69 now. I don't want chaos. And now, for my inner circle, if you don't do what you tell me you're going to do, like don't tell me,
dude.
Because if you're not, then you're out. You're not in the inner circle. That I'll do anything for.
That's the biggest thing I took away from Everest is just the patience of who you let in your life. You just want to put up with a whole lot less people's shit,
right?
Because you realize what you can achieve, what you can do. And I know I have the guides and I know I have the Sherpas and they're fucking amazing. You couldn't do shit without them. But at the same time, it's up to you to put one foot in front of the other and walk up that fucking mountain. And that's the thing is you realize, okay, if I just concerned about myself and only myself, you can do so much. But if you're constantly trying to bring people up to speed and keep pulling them, but they keep pulling you underwater, and you keep trying to pull them up, and it's just, dude, it's a never-ending cycle, and you just got to cut it off.
No, you do. And the people you do pull, they pull up, you help them.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that makes you feel good about you.
But that's another thing is when there's people that are actually willing. Because when you first met me, I wasn't who I am today.
No.
You know what I mean?
You were a fragment of that person.
I was so shy. I don't know how to fucking do an interview with Dallas. You know what I mean? It was just, but now I feel like I can shoot the shit with you as an actual friend.
Right.
But I'd be like, yeah, dude. And I'd be like before. But the thing is, when you see people become that's inspiring. That's probably why you love changing people's lives and stuff. It's such a rewarding feeling.
It's ain't nothing like it.
Yeah.
Man. Nothing humbles me more.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It chokes me up.
Yeah.
When I see what Lex has done and turned his life, continue to make his life better.
Yeah.
And he's fallen down a few times, but he keeps getting back up, Mm-hmm. So let me go back over to you, because I want to get the Everest, so I want to bring Paige out when we do that. So appreciating it. When you finally got to, at that match you had with Code, to me, that was a super benchmark. But before that, I saw you and I watched it. Match you had with Rey Mysterio when you were still working independence back then. What was that? Because Rey has to be seen as the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. And so what was it like to actually get to work with Rey, that moment?
So it was interesting because the ring was outside.
I remember that.
And then the condensation was really high.
Oh, God.
So that fucking ring felt like a slip and slide.
Oh, my God.
It was so sketchy.
Nothing worse.
But as I'm wrestling him, I'm trying to study his movements. Because you can watch wrestling 100 times, but when you're in the ring, you'll learn way more. So I'm just watching little things that he does to just pick up on it. And it's a funny story. I forgot my face paint that day. And I literally, I'm in the locker room before we're wrestling. I'm like, I need to paint my face, but I have nothing. So I bust my lip open. I grab the blood and I start painting my face with the blood. And then I go up to Rey and he's looking at me like, did you get jumped in the parking lot or something? So I'm just bleeding before the match. So I was like, oh man, it literally looked like I just got jumped from the park. So I just washed off and just wrestled with no face paint. But dude, just to be in there, it's kind of, that, like you said, that was before AEW. But that's another, you use that because you know what that does for your resume. And you know.
But you guys had a really good match on top of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you were just come out there and, I'll do a couple things and, Rey will do everything.
And you also think about these people, you didn't know fuck all of what Darby Allin was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know, it's like, you got to respect people that go out and work hard no matter who the person is.
Right.
And then that's why I was like, oh shit, it's cool that he went out there and we actually had a match as opposed to phoning it in for the night.
Sure. And any independent thing, he could do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still get all the pops.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing that every time I wrestle in AEW, every time I make my entrance, I just imagine that's my first time I'm debuting.
Right.
I wrestle every night as if it's my debut. Never phone it in. And that's a big thing Sting took on his last run is he's like, I just don't want anyone to think I'm just riding off in the sunset and just coasting.
That was my next. That's where I was going next. The Stinger. Right there with the Austins and the Takers, friggin' Shawn Michaels. He's right. He hit that spot.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to keep doing it, but you guys pulled them in, you mainly. But how did you know that? Did you know that he was going to tag with you? How did that ever come about?
Yeah, so it was during the pandemic. They had me sitting in the rafters, but I didn't put two and two together because the last thing I would ever assume is Sting's returning to wrestling after the neck injury he had in 2014.
Right.
It'd be the last thing I expect.
Right.
And they're like, you know why you're doing what you're doing right in the rafters? Like, I have no fucking idea. Tell me. And they're like, Sting's coming. They're like, to do what? Like, be a manager? Like, I had no idea because he wasn't wrestling. You know? And then it just seems so. What's he doing? You know, like, oh. And then it just naturally progressed. Well, we want him to be with you, and he signed on to do cinematic matches. So if anyone knows what a cinematic match is, it's essentially filmed like a movie where it's like stop, cut,
and
stop,
people
cut.
might think that that's easier, but that's way harder.
No, dude, way harder.
And Steve Yu, who's right behind the camera right now, he's the one who directed that.
Yeah, he directed our match. I remember at the end of that, I told Sting, we're filming at 3 a.m. I was like, dude, if you can do this, you can wrestle live.
Right. So that's where it came like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we were also training at his house because he had a ring at his house. And then we were training like, dude, let's do this live, man. You obviously got what it takes because half the time he was going to keep going, but they had to yell cut to change the different angles. But he was on point. There wasn't anything where he had to, let's retake that. That move didn't look too good. He was on point. And I was like, dude, you have to do this. Like, you have to. And then he's like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, you. So we ended up having a match live for the first time, and it was amazing. And from there, it was just like off to the races.
And you got him. I can remember calling him a couple of times, watching the show later and going, dude, how much did that bump hurt? I mean, oh my God, I can't believe you're taking these crazy bumps like that consistently.
Dude.
And then you got him. I saw him the one time, I don't know, he was up on top of an auditorium or something, and he dove on. There was a series of tables. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, those were all his ideas.
I'm sure. Only because of you, forget, was it iron sharpens iron, you know? And
well, it was just really fun, and that was the biggest takeaway from just, you think about leading up to AEW. If someone said one day you'd be in Sting's retirement match, doing all this stuff, I wouldn't have the confidence. I'd be like, no, I don't deserve that, or I don't know what I can bring to the table in this one. It's just too intimidating. But then when you start building up this confidence, and then oh crap, you see what you can do. It was real. That night, the retirement match, he was like, man, you look really nervous. You're never nervous. I was like, you don't understand. You get one shot at this, and I know you, Sting. You're not going to be the guy that goes in and out of retirement, like saying, "Oh, I'm retired." He's like, when he's done, he's done.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, we have to knock it out of the park. And then I was like, I just got to jump through some glass. I was like, I wanted something like crazy, but also something that leaves him to have the classic Sting 2-on-1 fire up out of the picture until the very end. Yeah. But it was super amazing, and to this day now it's like trying to pay it full circle by training his son and doing stuff. So
how's he doing?
He's doing good.
He's got a great look.
He's got a long way to come because I don't want him to go out. Sting does not want him to go out there and then, because first impressions are everything.
No, 100%.
So if you go out there and then say you shit the bed, everyone's gonna be like, oh man, he just got handed this because he's Sting's son. Sting doesn't want that. No. Steven doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. So when it's his first time to get in there, we want to make sure he's ready to rock.
He's an athlete, and he's younger than I was when I started. So
yeah.
The key is, more than anything, is reps.
Yeah.
Reps. It's a different world. Like, I did not know this, but Cody told me, I don't know, about a month ago or so, I mentioned something, and he goes, we're only doing TVs now. I was like, what? I go, when did that happen? He goes, about a year ago. I had not known that they just stopped doing house shows.
Yeah.
And everything's a TV, unless they go to Europe or something like that. But that just put some years, on guys' careers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of that. Yeah, Stinger, man, it was one of my favorite people to work with. My top 4 matches of all time. It may be the top one when I dropped the strap to him. I can remember we're going home. Like, we're going home. I mean, in a minute, we're home, we're done. And Charles Robinson goes, "You got 5 more minutes." I go, "What?" 5. Sting's coming at me. I just throw him out the room. She goes, "What are you doing?" Because he thinks that what am I doing? I'm taking advantage of you. No, we got 5 more minutes.
Trying to business for yourself.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I loved working with him, man. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, it's a great rub, for you. And it seems like you were already naturally, the black and white and all the stuff you'd done on your own and create your own thing. So you're going to be coming back. You're going to be coming back to wrestle. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing?
Yes and no. I feel a lot of it is almost, the cool thing with AEW that we're doing is we'll just go where the wind takes us. If something naturally starts pushing there, we're not going to fight it. So I'm kind of like leaving it open in that sense.
That's good. It'll be fun. When Cody left, it was kind of crazy, right? And the fans were kind of cheap. They were like turning on him. Some of them were, which I never understood that. But when he was leaving, like, I know how true, how loyal you are to AEW, but you also was kind of Cody, but he was going off and doing his own thing. Was there ever a moment where you thought, maybe I'll go there someday or whatever?
No, absolutely. I always say I'm the worst businessman ever because there's never going to be a bidding war for Darby. I was like, oh man. See, the thing with AEW, and I've said it so many times, but I'm so passionate about it because they give me so much more than just what wrestling. My life doesn't begin and end with wrestling.
Obviously. You just freaking went to freaking climb Mount Everest.
But the thing is, like, no other company is going to let me skateboard with Tony Hawk, jump a car over my house, climb Mount Everest, whatever it is, crazy shenanigans that I get myself into. No one's going to let me do this.
Yeah.
And I really feel I see the wrestling world just chew people up and spit them out. And it's like there's this thing where the wrestler, I feel like they're always trying to make the fans happy, but then they stop trying to make themselves happy to a degree because they're so fixated on making the fans happy. But fans are just going to forget about you so quick. The moment you retire, they'll just be like, move on to the next thing. And then if you put your life on hold for so many other people, and then once it chews you up and spits you out, and then you're thinking about, oh man, there's so much I could have done. Then I think about Mount Everest. There's no fucking helicopter that will bring you up there. You can't jump out and take a photo on the summit and then jump back in. You gotta scratch and claw your way up there. You gotta work for that.
Right.
And I really wanted to pull something out of myself, then remind myself exactly what I'm capable of. Because sometimes you get in this real wrestling bubble, and then you're like, man, you just lose. I don't know. It's like someone's in control of saying, okay, this is what you're gonna amount to. You're gonna be champion, or you're gonna be the guy opening the show. Or you're gonna. It's just someone else in control of your own.
But
It's in control of your own destiny. You're in control, like, you're out of control of your destiny. Say in your heart you really want to pull something out and do something. But you'll never have the time because the wrestling world keeps you locked down. It keeps you grounded. Like, yeah, no, you got to do this. You got to be with us 24/7. And this is 365 days a year. There's no off season. It's literally like, okay, like this. And then before you know it, you lose track of the outside world and what you really want to do. And that's where I'm so fucking loyal to AEW because Tony's like, go live your life. Go live your life. We're not going to hold you down. We're not going to chew you up and spit you out and leave you with nothing. Go live your life. And that's the biggest thing. And I love to have a debate about it. I would love to just, because there's nothing people can tell me that would ever make me want to go anywhere else. This guy literally is like, go live your life. I want to ride off in the sunset, and I use Sting as a good analogy. He's a guy who literally, at the end of the day, he could look at himself in the mirror and know that the wrestling world didn't like.
Oh, he controlled his own destiny.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he did. But it's a handful of guys who ever get that opportunity.
Yeah. But that's the thing is I wanted to look at myself in the mirror at the end of this 15-minute ride and know who I'm looking at. I don't want to become someone I'm not. I don't want to be so like believe my own hype and all of a sudden I'm just playing this, believing I'm this character that I play on TV. I want to stay so grounded and I want to stay so level-headed, and because all it is a 15-minute ride, and I know it can end tomorrow, and I just want to be so. I'm grateful for everything, but I have to want to look far beyond what's next in life. I just don't want to rely on this, man, because I've seen some people just at these flea markets, and it's heartbreaking.
Oh, dude, you know, it's some of the guys, that's all they got because they didn't learn anything else.
I know.
They came up, you know, you.
But that's what's really special to me about AEW is they're not telling me what to do. So, you know, you're so lost because, like I said, there's no off season. You're so lost, and you're trying to make all these people happy, and you're just balancing. Oh, it's like just be you. So now I can be who I am in real life on TV turned up to 10, and I don't have to play this, you know, try to make all these people happy. It's like, just do you. And I'm so fortunate for that. And they literally, I have no complaints.
So basically Tony gave you the freedom to go and do that.
Yeah.
And I remember one day you came in and you said, so I made a decision. I'm like, yeah, what was that? He goes, I'm going to climb Mount Everest. I go, no, you're not. He goes, no, yeah, I am. I go, no, you're not. He's like, I know, I really want to do it. I got some people are going to, you know, get me whatever. And I was like, fuck that. If you're really going to do it, you got to go see my boy Vern.
It's funny because the people that I told you about that I was going to do it with.
Right.
When I was on base camp this year, I was telling people that story.
Right.
And then I named the team I was going to originally go with. And like, dude, thank God you didn't. Thank God you didn't. And so, yeah, you did put me with Greg.
Yeah.
And
well, his last name is Vergonowitz or something, so everybody called him Vern.
Yeah, yeah.
So I go by Greg or Vern. But this cat has taken, I don't know, 30 different trips up there. How many, baby? Well, I'll tell you, come on in here. Pull yourself in here right now. All right, so before we really get into talking about Everest, I got to bring my resident expert, my beautiful wife. Come on in, Mia.
Hey.
Paige McMahon Page.
PMP. I wanted to make sure I was in on this interview because I'm the only one in this house who's actually been to Everest and Nepal, though I have zero desire to actually summit Everest. I don't think most people realize how hard and the extreme danger you put yourself in trying to climb and summit Everest. When Darby said that he wanted to summit Everest, I was like, what? But then knowing his work ethic and how he does all the modalities to train his body, I knew that he could do it.
So you hear all these stories of people going to Everest that have no business being on Everest.
Yep.
And I really didn't want to be that guy. And I really don't know what mountaineering's like, and there's no way to tell unless you're actually doing it. Through Greg, I found that company, Adventure Consultants. And then from there, I didn't even really know anything about mountaineering at all. I didn't know shit about mountaineering. And then I jumped on a Zoom call with Adventure Consultants, and the owner, Guy Cotter, I was talking to him, I was like, yo, tell me what I need to do, because I want to, when you know I'm going up there, I want you guys to feel like I deserve to be here. I don't want to be these people that just take it for granted and whatever. And I want to respect it. I want to respect the process. I want to respect the mountain. And then so he gave me a list of things that I needed to do. Meanwhile, I'm in the middle of like full-time wrestling. So every week I would do this crazy match. I wouldn't slow down. I wouldn't play it safe. And then I'd go to Chamonix, do training there. And then from there, we went to Aconcagua. And that was like the big test. And then that's when I first met Andorji. And I had no clue who Andorji was at the time, but Andorji actually he's fourth in the whole world of climbing the summits, like the most, to getting to the summit the most. So at this point, he's climbed Everest 23 times.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I have no idea how legendary this guy is. And I go to Aconcagua with him, and we're going and we're doing it. And then I just say, hey man, do you think I have what it takes? He's like, absolutely. And now I'm like, oh shit, like this guy gave the blessing. Yeah, it's just, and then 2 weeks before I'm supposed to leave, I break my foot. And that's the most I can't even explain how that felt. It was so, just knowing that I was like that close and everybody's like, you're ready for this, you're ready for this. And then I'm thinking, man, I gotta get three metal plates put into my foot. And I wonder, I'm like, damn, is this even going to happen? So first thing I do when I get in the hospital is I'm talking to Tony Khan on the phone because he doesn't know I have my foot broken yet. So I call him, I'm like, yo, foot's broken, but I gotta ask one thing. Gotta promise that I could do this next year. Because I don't know, it's just this thing where people think because it's wrestling that I faked the foot injury because I got scared last second and I didn't want to do.
Well, now they know, no matter what.
Not you.
But, and then, so it's just like a whole restart. And I don't know.
In essence, it was the best thing ever happened to you. So when you broke your foot, I mean, that'll put you a little, you don't get depression, but you get depressed just like everybody else. When you broke your foot, I remember saying something to you before, like, don't do any of your crazy shit going into it. And as soon as you broke your foot, you went, it wasn't anything crazy.
No, it was literally a front foot from the top rope and the guy caught me. But then, like, it's just how I landed on my foot. And that is literally the most, to me, like the most basic thing. But I feel like it was fate. It was absolutely fate that I broke my foot. Well, you know, the biggest thing was I was so fixated on the summit. From the time I said I was going to do Everest, I was just fixated on the summit. I wasn't even thinking about all the little stops on the way there. I wasn't thinking about the little moments that really make the journey worth it. I was so like, all right, let's just get to the finish. Let's just get to the finish. And once I broke my foot, it forced me to stop, smell the roses. Forced me to.
Right.
And then I could really take everything in and learn exactly, study the mountain, study everything that's going on, that goes into it, and really appreciate and respect everything that goes into Mount Everest.
And that's what, just like you respect wrestling, you know, when you came in, you respected, they said, that's important, man. It's important, because a lot of people don't. You know, anybody's ever given anything, you weren't given shit. You earned it all,
yeah,
so.
You hear about these urban legends of Everest. You know, oh, everybody and their mom does Everest now. It's so, well, you got to think about it. This year, there was only a little over 400 permits issued. Think about 400 permits out of everyone in the whole world.
Billions of people.
Think about that. So it's not everyone and their mom's doing it. And yeah, is there people that have no business being on that mountain? Absolutely. But that's why I told Guy Cotter in the first time I talked to him on the Zoom call, I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be a guy who takes this for granted. Tell me what I need to do, and I will work my ass off to do that. So when I go up that mountain, you know that you're sending someone up there that's taking it serious. That's the first thing I told Ann Dorji. I want to do this essentially like without having my hand held all the way up there. I want to prove to you and all the Sherpas that I did this and I can be respected by you guys. And it was just, it goes back to Adventure Consultants, because if anybody knows anything about Mount Everest, if anyone's heard of the Into Thin Air, the 1996 like thing that a lot of people passed away on Everest, that was through Adventure Consultants. And then I don't even know all this when I'm signing up with them, and I'm slowly learning, like, oh my God. And then I find out Ann Dorji, my guide, was a guide during that. He made the summit that day and came down and tried to come back and save Rob Hall. But, you know, obviously the storm, you can't get to him, and it's just crazy. You're like, oh my God, like this is a legendary, insane story, and you're like with these people that have lived it. So you're just picking their brains as you're going up.
The journey begin. Yeah. This is the first day. Journey begin.
First day,
Everest.
the journey begins for Everest.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Yep.
And I was telling Paige earlier how the ice fall is statistically the most dangerous.
That's where they go up the ladder and go around like, poof.
And then the ice can just collapse at any second. and you gotta leave at 1 in the morning to start going through it, because if you leave too late, it starts melting and it can break. So you're going there, and now we're there, and there's a traffic jam in the middle of, because there's the people that underestimate it, what Everest is, and there's a traffic jam, and you're trying to hurry up so this ice doesn't fall on me, and you're just being really put to the test with your patience and everything. But walking up this stuff is no joke. It's the most exhausting, physical, demanding thing that I've ever done in my life. And you start to, once we come down from the practice run, and now it's time for the final push, like this is where the reality really kicks in, because you essentially call everybody, your loved ones, and you kind of say your goodbyes in case something happens.
Really interesting. As I walked into base camp, I saw my mom and my brother greeting me at the very entrance. And I started crying. And I thought to myself, this isn't going to be the last time I see my mom and my brother. I'm going to give everything I have on this mountain, everything I have. But I'm going to summit Mount fucking Everest. And I'm going to come down, and I'm going to see my family again.
I talked to my dad, and he's just like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "I'm at peace with whatever happens up there." And you have to believe it, because if you don't, and you're always in the back of your head, it's kind of be like, man, I got so much to live for. Let me just come back down. And it goes back to what we talked about, your word. I said I was going to do that. I told everybody I was going to do that. I publicly put it out there to the world. So I feel like I have this extra layer of
accountability.
That pressure that, hey man, follow through on what you talk about. You're the one who felt so confident you're going to put it out there. But there's no way to describe what Everest is like until you're actually there. And that's the thing is like, all right, I gotta stick to my word. I gotta do this. There's no turning back. You gotta be at peace with whatever happens up there. So then, we go to Camp 2. We stay there for 2 days, and I'm feeling great at Camp 2. And I hear all these stories that people start really getting kicked, like the altitude starts kicking in. And then you're sitting there, and I'm just like, wow, I'm feeling really great. I didn't have to take Diamox, and if anyone knows what Diamox is, it's literally just like a high altitude medication if you get sick.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm feeling great, and constantly everybody's like, the Sherpas and Dorji, everyone's asking me, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. And I was just saying to her and Dorji ends up getting sick.
Whoa.
And here's a man who's never been sick in the 23 years he's climbed Everest. Never has been sick.
Oh, wow.
And when I say sick, I mean he can't talk. He can't even say anything. He's like, Darby. He can't say, and I'm like, getting panicked here. And then I start thinking, hey man, are you gonna be able to do this? Because now I feel like I'm almost putting his life at risk, thinking he has to go because he's Darby's guide.
Yeah.
Maybe you can climb without the guide, but so I'm thinking, yeah, you could do that with the Sherpas. Maybe the Sherpa can just take that responsibility. But then I'm thinking, man, he in his DNA he wouldn't let himself do that. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, is he gonna die trying this? I have no idea.
Right.
You start making up all these scenarios in your head, and you're sitting in the tent for hours and hours, and there's nothing to do. You have no book, no phone, nothing, and you're staring at the tent, and you're just thinking about every little thing that could almost go wrong, and then you're trying to think of everything that could go right, but then the go wrong starts overpowering the right, and then you're just having this mental war, and then on top of that, you're not sleeping.
Oh my God.
So,
Uncle, I'm up already.
so you're
Bring me
just,
up, Scotty.
and then you're just sitting there, and I'm trying to pass the time to just keep my mind off of thinking of everything that, me getting sick. I'm panicked now that if I'm gonna get sick, and you start freaking out. So I grabbed this Pringles can, and I'm just looking at it for 2 hours.
Pringles.
I'm just
Good way to bring that energy food with you.
I'm trying to like occupy myself by staring at this Pringles can. And the thing is, it's not even in English. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to stay busy. And we wake up, Camp 3, instantly. It's 4 a.m. We wake up. I get pushed right out of the tent. And right when you get pushed out of the tent, the moment you get pushed out, it's like a conveyor belt. You go right into a line, and you're up the steepest. The thing is, Camp 3 to Camp 4, you have no place to rest. And I'm so depleted at this point from Camp 3 to Camp 4. And I was like, oh my God. And then you're walking right outside of base of Camp 4. You see your first dead body. And you start thinking, man, we're not even on the summit. Like, this is crazy. And I start thinking to myself, what's this guy's story?
Is it just a body that's up against the wall?
No, he's just attached to the fixed line. You got to clip and go around him. He's just there. He just collapsed. And yeah.
So you go around a dead man?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then this guy, you could tell he died that season. He had to die within the last week or two. The reality starts kicking in even more, where you just think, man, what's this guy's story? Clearly, he didn't want to die here. Clearly, like, it's just, and you're like, it could happen to anybody at any time. And you're like, damn, we get to Camp 4, and Camp 4 is, I get there at 11 in the morning. That night, we're gonna leave for the summit at 10. Here's the big thing about Camp 4 is because you don't have that whole day of getting rest, and you don't really get rest at all because Camp 4 is so windy. And you think to yourself, every time you have to take a piss, you climb out of the tent, and then it's just so much energy just to do that crouching motion and getting out of the tent. Whereas, like, it sounds crazy, but it's like, I'm not gonna drink any water. Yeah. I wanna try to get some sleep tonight. Luckily, I was able to sleep for 4 hours with the mask on and everything, and I wake up, and Dorji wakes me up. He's like, because we share a tent together, he's like, Darby, wake up. It's time to go summit. But he doesn't sound that clear because he's like, Darby, wake up, it's time to go summit. And I was like, he's just dying here. And I wake up, and it's like 10. I go outside, you see all the stars, and then you're looking, you're like, dude, here it is. Like, this is it. And I'm feeling great, surprisingly, because I was able to get 4 hours of sleep. And I was like, man, like, this is it. Because I was so used to all the times of just the training and everything that goes into it. And everything feels like a drill for the real run. And then now you're just like, this is the real run. The training's over. Everything's, and you're like, here it is. Like, this is what's going to separate if I stay true to my word or if I go back down. I definitely have that laser focus. And I'm just like, here we go. And then we're hiking up. And mind you, all the teams before us left earlier. So all the other teams that were on Camp 4 left earlier, and there's all these lights way up there. There's the first resting spot called the balcony. So you see all these lights up there. So we essentially, all right, let's get them a head start, because Andorji was confident that we would be moving at a good rate. So let's just give them a head start and whatever, so we don't get caught in a traffic jam. We start going up there. All of a sudden we get to the balcony, and Andorji's like, that's where you first take your break. And he's like, no, let's just keep going. We don't take any break, we just keep going. And out of fucking nowhere, everything stops. 160 some people went to summit that day. We completely stopped. And then this is where you start getting more nervous, because the Sherpas smacking their hands because they're starting to freeze. Stomping their feet because they're starting to freeze. And I'm just like, oh my God. Thinking, I'm just gonna freeze here. I shit you not, we sat in the line on the slope of the mountain for an hour without moving. And you gotta remember, that's oxygen that is slowly your tank. And there's people at this point unclipping and be like, I'm not summiting this year. I'm not risking my life sitting in this line. And it goes back to...
Do they go down?
They go, yeah, they just go back to base camp.
But it's easier to walk down?
It's not easier, but they know. I was like, how far are we from the summit? And I'm just like sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm gonna freeze and I'm gonna run out of oxygen. And how are you ever supposed to explain this to anybody? That, oh, I didn't summit because there was a traffic jam. You know how people work. They're like, bullshit, you're just a coward, whatever, you know what I mean? And you're just sitting there, and then you get this thing, I heard about it, but I felt it for the first time, where you get, like, consumed by summiting. You just don't care anymore. You just, I just gotta make the summit, I just gotta make the summit, I gotta make the summit. And you stop caring about your health, you stop caring about your well-being and everybody around you, you just get so fixated on the summit. So here are people unclipping, going around me, you visibly see them be like, no, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm gonna die trying this shit. And then and the sun starts coming up, which I try to take in, it's so beautiful. You're like, oh my God, I'm on top of the world, the sun is like, it's so beautiful. But you also start panicking because Andorji said the turnaround time is if we don't make to the summit by noon, we're done. Right. We're not gonna risk anything. We're done. If we don't make it by the summit by noon, we're done. And I start panicking there because the sun's coming up. I'm like, damn, dude, what time is it? I don't have a watch or anything. I'm like looking around. I'm like, what time is it? And I look at one of the Sherpas. It's like, yo, because he had a watch. I'm like, what time is it, man? He's like, oh, it's only 4:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, it was such a relief. But at the same time, precious time's ticking away with your health. And so then we end up, because the thing is that what I don't see up there is people have summited, but they're coming down, but there's only one way up and one way down. So you get to this little point where you have to clip around each other, and it's a really, really skinny walkway.
I've seen that. That's fucking crazy.
And it goes back to, you think about it, 160 some people only, out of billions of people in the world. But on that mountain, it could be 10 people and feel like billions of people.
Right.
And there's such a short weather window that people tend to summit when they can, because there's just not that many days.
Yeah, that's a big thing is, like she was saying, there's not much days. There's a couple days opening where it's a weather window and you have to take it. So here we are walking up and we finally get moving a little bit, but mind you, we're not moving at all, like in the grand scheme of things. And then we finally start getting to where the steep part is near the Hellier step. And then all of a sudden he's like, up there, that's the summit. I was like, how much longer in this type of traffic do you think we'll be doing this till we get there? He's like, about another 4 hours. I was like, oh God. And I was just like, oh my gosh. That's when you start seeing more bodies. And you start seeing like, okay, like, and then, but you start, then like that summit fever, you start getting so fixated on it where you kind of, everything, you get the blinders on. Everything you go numb to. And then you start walking, and then it gets to the point where I'm walking so fast, and Dorothy's like, slow down. But I'm so fixated on just getting there. And then I end up finally getting to the summit. And then I didn't know how I was gonna feel getting up there. It's just hard to put into words, but I just start crying. And I'm just like, man, this is insane. Like, this is, I don't know, it was just crazy. And then, but that's kind of, I sat up there for 30 minutes, and I for about 20 minutes of it, I took my oxygen off.
You must have this amazing, overwhelming sense of accomplishment in there.
Yeah, it's definitely surreal, because you really think about what it is that you're doing, and you're like, oh my God, this is insane. So you have that out of body experience, like I said, where you start crying, and but then the reality kicks in where, hey, the hard part's coming down. That's where the most deaths happen, is coming down, because everybody put all their energy to get up there, and then they don't save any energy coming down. That's when I was like, okay, it's go time. Like, I'm not dying up here. I just had this great feeling up there, being on the top of the world. I'm like, I want to live to remember what this feeling was like.
And you proposed to your girlfriend at the summit.
Yeah, I proposed to, in a video, I proposed to my fiance, and that was a whole trip, and I was like, now I can't die. And then,
And the diamond cutter, which we appreciate.
Of course, the diamond cutter. That was pretty cool. You did that.
I feel wonderful. Just got done doing my DDPY. All honesty, Diamond Dallas Payge is a big help for this whole trip. He put me in connection with the right guy to get with Adventure Consultants, the company I'm going with. And through Adventure Consultants is where I met Andorji. Because originally I was going to some random ass fucking, I don't know what you call it, like some crazy Everest company that accepts anybody. And I messaged these people and I was like, yo, what kind of experience I have? And they're like, none. You don't need any experience. It's cool. You can just come up here. We'll show you how to do everything. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So hopefully it's really good that I talked to DDP and got this shit together. So thank you, Dallas. That is why I'm going to hit the diamond cutter pose on top of the fucking world.
yeah, and then it was just a crazy thing, and we're coming down, and normally you'd come down and stay at Camp 4 and spend the night at Camp 4 again, but I'm so like fixated on just getting out of that area and that zone where I asked Andorji, can we just like right now just walk to Camp 2? Because to me I was like, okay, that's a little bit more of a safety zone. So as soon as I start walking to camp, I'm in that down suit, and all of a sudden the sun starts boiling you, and all of a sudden you're walking down, and mind you, we walked from Camp 3 to Camp 4 less than essentially 24 hours ago here. And as soon as I'm walking down, just within 24 hours, all these new dead bodies are on the rope from Camp 3 to Camp 4. So they didn't even, I'm like looking at it, and then I start like getting really dizzy, and because I'm like overheating, and I tell Andorji, hey man, I'm gonna be real with you, I need to take a break, not just for like 10 minutes, for like an hour or more. So I take off my gloves, I put my hands in the snow, I unzip my down suit where it's just like laying by my feet, and I'm just like, and I'm like thinking of all these new dead bodies, and I was thinking like, dude, you could just like stop, rest, and never get up. And I was just trying, but I'm also so foggy headed from everything that I've put my body through. Then we end up making it, we just keep going and going and going and make it to Camp 2 finally. And I'm like, oh God. It's like, but it's not over, because we get to Camp 2 at like 7 at night, and then at 5 in the morning we gotta wake up to go through the ice fall, which goes back to, is statistically the most dangerous section. So you're thinking of like, man, I just had this crazy experience. I proposed to my girlfriend, and you know, I did all this stuff that I said I was gonna do. But now I was like, now you gotta get through one final thing, like one final challenge. And then I get to Camp 2. I'm so beat, I just pass out. But I don't know that my tent, the top zipper is unzipped. So I fall asleep with the socks I summon on. I wake up and they're stuck to my feet the next morning.
What about?
They're stuck to my feet the next morning, my socks.
Socks.
Yeah. The socks I summon in, I wake up just from the sweat. They're stuck to my feet the next morning. And then here I am like, oh shit. And I have to sit by a heater with the propane heater for like an hour. So I de-thaw my feet, and I was like, here we go. Last run, ice fall. Let's make it to base camp. So we leave, and we're going through everything, and it's just, it's so excruciating at this moment. I'm literally just resting. Every 5 minutes, I go to my hands and knees. I'm like, and I don't have oxygen at this point anymore. You take it off at this point, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Dorji, like, dude, I can't, man, I can't, and it's so hard. And it just almost feels like you're just gonna break down and just.
Did you cry at all out of exhaustion?
No, but it's more of like, and it's like the borderline crying, and it's so, but you have to keep going, and then here's all the ladders and all the rappels and everything that you have to do. And then we finally get to the point where it's called crampon point. And then once you get to crampon point, you can take off your crampons. You realize, okay, I'm safe. And then it starts to hit you that you did this and you survived, but you're so on cloud I don't even know what the hell I'm on, that you can't take it all in. You can't really appreciate everything. You're so dizzy and like foggy and oh my God. And then we get to base camp and then take the helicopter, not from base camp. We ended up walking in Dorji's village where you can visit his family. But it's only been 2 weeks since I've summited, 3 weeks since I've summited. And it still really hasn't like kicked in. Because I feel, I don't know, it's something that's so surreal where it almost felt like a dream, the summit, to like where my body was so depleted at that time. But I just staying true to your word and really pushing yourself to that limit and proving yourself that you're capable of pretty much whatever you put your mind to. It's really hard to explain. I'm really trying to still like take it in but I really can't. There's a lot of people I feel that goes back to some realize that hey, like they just got to be real with themselves and like accept that they can't do it, but then some keep pushing themselves. But I see people that have summited and they're walking down and then they're just like, and then they have to be put on those stretchers up there and kind of slid down. Yeah. And no, I'd say not like, it's so hard. I don't know. I don't think anybody can do Everest like chill. Like, I don't think anybody's like, okay, that was like easy.
Yeah.
I feel like it was, I don't know. But that's the coolest thing in a way is it's so humbling. And you see everyone on that mountain suffering. You're suffering, they're suffering. It's like humbling. Like no one's putting on an act. No one. Yeah. It's like cool. Everybody's suffering. Like, and that's the crazy thing. I was like, man, you guys do this every year, and like you can't do this without them. You can't do this without them. And it's just like, I don't. And then you get such a bond with these guys because it's guys that essentially saved your life. And it's just a crazy feeling. They're I don't know, the most humble guys, because they come from nothing. They live in these villages and they're so happy and just with what they got, and they have not a lot, but it's like they can really appreciate it. And I don't know, the whole experience like just really like humbled you and like made you really, and it's weird because I almost miss the mountain now. It's a weird feeling. Like, why would you, at the time, I'm like, I'll never miss this. This is insane. But now I'm like, I think it's just that peace of mind where you're on this mountain and you're just alone with your thoughts. Because on a day-to-day life, you have so much distractions, you know, like the phone, the TV, everything. But you have nothing up there. No distractions. So you literally have to be alone in your mind. And it's such a good thing to just really dive deep inside in that. Yeah, it was and the thing is, it's not like I got down and thought, oh, what's next? I was so, for the first time I felt like in my life, I was so like, I'm going to stop and really appreciate this and not think about everything else I want to do. I just wanted to really be grateful for that experience and everything that went along with it. Because I was telling her, my mom and my brother went to base camp with me. They hiked to base camp with me. So to have that family there, it was just, I don't know, it put it into perspective when I was saying my mom was leaving base camp and then she's hugging you, but she starts crying because she's thinking, oh man, this might be the last time, and then you start kicking, you know, yeah. It starts hitting you, and then it's like, wow, whoa, this is gnarly. I think the biggest thing I took away from it is how humbling it is and how you just gotta worry about yourself a lot of times. That's all it is. You can get so much done if you just worrying about yourself, but not in a selfish way, but just, we said, just being around people that lift you up.
100%. Now the real challenge will be DDP's Gauntlet. Let's see if Darby can do the Gauntlet. So let me tell you what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do the cold plunge together. We'll see, you know, we'll talk about Wim Hof, which is a crazy motherfucker. What your experience with that's like. This will be like nothing for you. That's why your cold plunge is colder than mine. And then we'll get on walking backwards on the sled tread with the oxygen. And I think it's around 9, which to you will be like base camp, maybe number 2, maybe, or maybe just Everest base camp. And then we'll go into, on the bike, the sprinting, and then the oxygen, friggin' kick it out. And I'll have Paige there to guide us so we know what we're doing. I'll explain it all to you before we start. She had no idea about that. And then we'll do a little DDP yoga, just warm up a little bit, and do a little, what you want to do, back and triceps today?
Whatever you want.
All right. And we'll end with the hanging upside down on the aerial swing.
I remember, it's funny because I remember Darby when he did the first time he did the bike, he almost passed out.
Oh yeah, I had to hold him up there because I've never put anybody. We got to show that. Come on, 10 seconds. Oxygen, go. You all right? Breathe. Breathe. Get 9% oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Power through.
I thought I lost him.
You almost lost him. You'll love that part. I never put anybody at the level I do it because I do it all the time. But he had never done it before.
Yeah, we just cranked it up to the last level.
Oh yeah, because I put it at like 12% oxygen, and we're breathing 20, 21, but the limit is like 8 or 9, and he's like, go for it, go for it. I go, dude, I don't feel anything. I went, all right, fuck you. And he started sprinting, and all of a sudden he was like, whoa. And I held him up there. We'll show that. He loved that kind of shit, though. He loved that kind of shit. So let me just ask you, your dad didn't go with you to base camp? It was your mom and your brother?
My dad would not do that. Actually, funny story. I'll tell it when we're in the ice bath. I actually made my dad come with the Wim Hof retreat in Poland.
Oh, that's even better. All right, we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, you're not going to see any dramatic shots from Darby getting in this thing, but I'm going to go back to the other shots that we did in the beginning, and we'll use a couple of those shots now.
Those were easy for him anyway. Those ones too.
Dude, it's so crazy just how different it is now.
3, 2. That was a nice plunge, dude.
No, I don't know. It's weird because when I first did it at your house that one time, the very first time, I was dying. Like, I think I just finished in the jacuzzi. I was like, I'm not at that house. For the first time,
Yeah.
it was freaking insane.
And that's what I really want to make people understand. Like, in the beginning, fuck yeah, it's cold. But it's like anything. You build up a tolerance, and it's really about you owning it. You know, like, really, like, I can get in here and go, it's freezing. You're right. No, it's friggin' sweet.
Yeah, I'll tell you like what I can tell you now, or I can tell you when we're in here what the.
Let's do that. Let's get it. Let's just get in.
The secret.
Yeah, let's just get in. Hit that start button. And lower it. I want to make sure I don't overdraft. I see, Doug. Try not to let that happen. There we go. Get up to your neck. And I'm literally right at the rim here.
You need to put a line in there so you know what happened.
No, I gotta go lower. I'm gonna take some of the water out. But this is, we just filled this up with structured water. So Darby,
Yes.
what's the secret? Because we just watched you on video, how you got in here in the beginning. What's different now, besides the Wim Hof deal you went through? But tell me what's different now. What's the secret, do you think?
So I think the big secret for me is just repetition. It's gotta be in your daily thing, like everything you do. Just like you brush your teeth, you gotta be in the ice bath every day.
Right.
Because then you just it becomes second nature. But if you take a lot of break, then you start babying yourself and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. But if you do it every single day, it becomes second nature. But the big thing is, if anyone's familiar with Wim Hof, he's considered the Iceman. He's the craziest. he's got like the world record being in ice water the longest.
Hold on a second, Darby. Let's play that right now.
Mindset. It's neurological power you learn to control within your brain, being able to tap in to deeper parts of the brain. We show this in brain scans, and the professors there tell, yeah, this is a transformational technique that will change mental health care. It's what they say.
Okay, that's some crazy shit, no matter what. How old is he? How old is he?
God, he's got to be in his mid-60s now.
Okay, so he's around my age. I'm in my late 60s.
So the big thing is, before I went to Everest, I'm like, dude, you hear Everest, it's going to be freezing. People are getting hypothermia. So I was like, what can I do to train to fight the cold? And just like not have that be the debilitating issue, because my whole life I grew up being like, oh man, I can't deal with the cold. My whole life, for some reason, I just couldn't stand it. So I wanted to learn to embrace it. So I decided to go to the Wim Hof retreat in Poland. And it's like the dead of winter in Poland. So I ended up bringing my dad. I'm like, yo, Dad, we got a retreat. But he doesn't know what.
Your dad had any idea what he was getting into?
No, he had no idea.
That's true.
So wait, what? So the thing
it was going to be like this relaxing experience.
He didn't know what it was going to be, but the thing is, he just knew it was in Poland. So we get there, and then all of a sudden, it's like, all right, get in your underwear, put on your shoes, and we're hiking a mountain in the snow. with no shirt, no pants, and my dad's like, what the fuck did you sign me up for? And then we're hiking up this mountain, the wind's blowing and everything like that.
My God.
But it's just learning to just overpower it, but there's so much techniques that he has to stay warm, but also before you enter the ice bath, it's all mental. So we had it where we also went into a frozen, like a waterfall, and like just freezing, and we ended up, before we even got in the waterfall, it was snowing outside, and we were sitting there under like our swimming trunks for 30 minutes before we even got into the water. So now our barefoot in the snow for 30 minutes before we even get into the water. So here you are, just like freezing.
So you're 30 minutes. You're not just standing in place. You're walking around. Your feet are fucking freezing. I don't care what you say.
Before you get into the waterfall, before you go into the water, you're standing, and then we go in the water for 10 minutes in this frozen waterfall, and then we get out and we stay another 30 minutes without doing anything, like warming, like with the towel or anything like that. It's just learning to naturally heat up with your body, and there's techniques. But a lot of it too is mental, where people go in the ice bath when they like fight it, they're like, oh, this ain't shit, I got this, oh, and they just fight, they're fighting it. So in your mind, the whole time you're in a fight mode, but the technique that he teaches is, before you get in the ice bath, set your intentions and just surrender to the ice. So you get in the ice bath and you just surrender, you're like, the ice, you just say, the ice wins, you win, like you're not fighting it. Because then once you surrender and then you focus on your breathing, you go to a place where next thing you know, you're in this frozen ice water for 10 minutes and you feel wonderful. It's a crazy thing where it's like just so therapeutic, but it's a lot.
But let me ask you though, because I can stay here for easily 10 minutes. But when I go to get out, that coldness that hits the bone, and if you're going to be in air conditioning, like if I was going to stay in this room temp, I think I'd be fine. You know, I just moved. But once I've got to start doing something to warm my inner body up. So what happens to that?
I can show you when we get out.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, because it's a crazy technique, but you instantly start warming up. But it's also like very intense, kind of like, you know, when you do your program with the stretching. It's more, I'm not gonna say military style, but like it's more like, you said it's not your mama's yoga. It's more like, you know, like flex it. But it's, you'll see when we get out.
So you're trying to get your adrenaline going or something?
Yeah, but there's a certain technique, and I'll explain it once we get out.
That'll be awesome, because we're at 5 minutes right now. It's like, I can stay here for 15, I can stay here for 20, I know I can. But the coldness that hits my bone, anything after 5, if I'm going to go to the next thing. So this is awesome. So we'll go right from this training, let's go like 7.
Cool.
You know, and that's, you know, that's what I was doing when it was, I got built up to 39 at 5 minutes. And anything over that, man, or under that, that was, it seemed like 37 was I went into a deep glacier. You know?
And also the big thing with this breathing is his breathing techniques. So he has a special breathing technique where, you know, you hear of all this, like how it's so super meditative. So we go to this big hall where, you know, he's playing live music with his guitar, and then he goes into this guided breathing meditation. And we're doing this guided breathing meditation, and your body literally feels like it's floating in the clouds. I can't explain it, it's amazing. And then when we got done with it, it's the first time in my whole life I've ever seen my dad cry.
Really?
Yes, it was a complete release of emotions. Then I started crying, and then you just feel this overwhelming gratefulness for where you are in life and where you're going, and it's just like this great, like, just amazing feeling. And it's like that breathing technique also helps with so many things. It's insane. Like, it's what I did on Everest. I did this breathing technique 3 hours a day, every day in the tent. And then that's what I felt like helped me where I didn't get altitude sickness.
Right.
I was with it the whole time. So I was really like taking in as much as possible on this trip, instead of like being like, oh my God, I my oxygen, I can't breathe, I feel so crazy. Like, I was with it the whole time, just very, very fatigued.
All right, so we just zipped out. We're at 7 minutes right now, so I'm going to slowly get out of here only because this thing is filled up to the rafters. Now, all right, go ahead.
Get into a half squat, and then it's literally take this hand and then push. So it's emulating pushing the blood from your heart, and it warms up your hands. So, hoo, ha, 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 hoo, ha. And then you just naturally start warming up like crazy.
I can feel it.
Yeah, and then so
You know, I can feel my toes are warm. Yeah.
But you also, everybody has to make that sound too.
yeah. And so
I was doing it just later.
yeah, like the thing is, so we're in a huge circle in the snow with no shoes, and we're all doing this. So when it replicates, especially with the fingertips, is pushing that hot, like warm blood from your heart to your fingertips. So it's like boom, wrist down, boom, but it's like in the squat, so it engages like the thighs, so your legs just naturally warm up, and then you just kind of grip the toe like you do in your practice, and then it's literally just hoo, ha, hoo, ha, hoo, ha, hoo, ha, hoo, ha, and you just keep doing that. But next thing you know, like, it's crazy because I'm out there and I don't even know what the temperature is outside.
I'm not cold at all here.
But that's the thing is, like, you can do this outside in the freezing with your toes just in the snow and doing that, and your body's warming up, and it's like the craziest thing. And it's just yeah, there's like that. And then another little one is where they just have you lift your hands and then go yes, yes, and then like it's just like going down and like getting a little
I tell you what I was doing, I was feeling my pecs. I was sore from it. The other day was working bench. So.
Yeah, but it's like, it was like really interesting when you actually like put it to the test. Cause I'm, you know, trying to, before I go to Wim Hof, I was thinking of all like his YouTube videos and all the craziness you see, and you're like, man, how does that really work when you're in the, and then when you get there and you start doing it, you're like, oh my God. And then, you know, he tried to climb Mount Everest in just his shorts, no shirt, just his shorts and hiking shoes. He made it to about roughly a little over Camp 3, but then he had like this like thing with his foot, like a pre-existing like foot injury, so he ended up turning around. But the thing is, he wanted to show that he could climb Mount Everest with just his core body temperature, not the extra stuff.
That's crazy.
But that's the thing. So when I was talking to him when we were up there, and I was like, yo, I'm about to climb Mount Everest, you got any advice? And he was just all like, I was like, you got anything with the breathing? He's like, do it. You just do it. There's no, just do it as much as you physically can.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, every day I was
Did you do that? Did you do that right there up on that while you're climbing?
The breathe or this?
Yeah.
No, because at that point I had like the down suit and everything like that. Yeah, but I did the breathing. The breathing's the magic.
It's on right now. It should start. Starting workout. Boom. Starting workout. No, it doesn't matter. It's harder to say it's incline. It's easier. Just wanted you to feel that. Now I gotta take you over to straight oxygen again. There's gonna be 10 minutes here. 9, right here. 9.7. 9.4. Okay, I'm taking it to the bike now. That's too hard to pedal? I want you to pedal hard. And go. Come on. 4, 3, 2, getting that oxygen. Now give me 15 more seconds. Now, come on, come on. You're pushing it. Come on, come on. We'll make it a little bit easier here. 10 more seconds. And chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. Wait, we're up to 68%. And go. Come on, come on. Good. Push it. Come on, Darby. Go. Good. Good. 2 and keep going. Give me 15 hard here. Come on, hold that oxygen. You're back up to 65, 68, 67. 68% oxygen. 3, 2, now just chill. Just chill, chill, chill. Come on, 15 more. Come on, work through those 15. You're conditioned like a guy who climbed Mount Everest. Remember, take the deep breaths in, push all the air out. You call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, come on, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Oh, good job, good job. Just breathe in and out, breathing in and out deep. All right, you're good. Squats for glutes, grab the ball. Reach that right hand, left hand, your left hand, your left hand. Reach, pick that right foot off the ground. Pull that right hand straight up in the air. Reverse it. Now take this left hand straight up. My ankle's like wobbly here. Again, reach. Pick that left hand or right hand. Exhale, full. Wow, my back just popped. Did you hear that? Like pop, pop. Oh. Inhale, bent leg and bar back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Now stay there and roll on the razor's edge. That back foot. Cut it right there outside. There you go. There you go. Inhale, walk it back. Swing that left leg back. Oh my God. Walk the dog. Take your right leg up. Inhale, roll around to your toes. Bring down both forearms to the mat.
I've been stretching all this week for the first time since everything, so I'll feel all.
Oh, you just did fucking crazy fucking. You're craziest son, which a handful of people have done. They could say 400 people started. I guarantee you 400 people didn't summit.
No way. No way.
You know, slow back in. 2, count with me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a little bit of a break here. Now we're going to do some stretching and trying to take it all the way back. So you might want to open up a little bit more on your band. You're going to take it out in front of you, take it up like into a Y here. Now that's where you're going to get the spread on that strap, and you're going to try to take it as low as you can and come back up. You say 1. Last one. 10 and hold there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, 1. Hey, I'm warmed up on that. When it comes to my shoulders, man, I was losing my mobility. So this is helping to bring back the mobility and the strength. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the wide grip pull downs. Let me reset this for you, Darb. And make sure you power up. You powered up?
Yeah, I'm powered up.
You're powered up already, huh? Okay, cool. Grab a hold of it. We got 30 here. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, flex at the bottom. 3, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Great job.
That's why I kept the same weight, because I knew that shit was going to get rough.
It gets real. Grab a hold of it. Bring it back. All right, ready?
Ready.
Hit it.
1.
Flex at the top. 2, flex that muscle. 3, 19, 20, last 10, 21, oh boy. 22, just got real. 29, 30.
Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta go 15 pounds on that one.
As far as I was concerned, the first 10, it felt so light, and then it started feeling heavy at 15. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 15's the goal. 3, you got 20 though, go for it.
4.
19, 20, good. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, did you start with 20s?
You told me to start 20s.
I said I would start with 20s, I tell you.
You're like, no, you're strong, you start 20s. And then I was like, oh my God.
Well, you learned right away. It's not about the weight. It's about the pump that you get and being able to do the form. And dude, that was...
Yeah, my ego's shut at the door a long time.
Well, after getting back from Everest, your ego should be humbled. All right, ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3, 19, 20. I tell you, when I started those, I'm gonna go up to 25. And when I got to the last 5 reps, I said, I'm staying right where I am. Whew. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, pull that chest forward. 3, 19. Woo! Oh, help me get out of the seat there. Sweet. Sweet. How you holding up, Darby?
I'm good, good.
Darby went to bed last night at 7:30
Did you guys tell him?
and woke up at 10:30 this morning. This is the Everest workout. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. Flex. Pause. Flex. Pause. Flex. Pause. 18. 19. Woo, yeah. Last one. I love these skull crushers. I felt a huge pump on my triceps. Helped to bring my arms back. Yes, I forgot to mention, this is the Everest workout.
Yeah.
We just climbed Mount Everest, baby.
We weren't lifting weights on Everest.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But no, yeah, I was like, I tell people, you know, in Everest, people say you lose a lot of weight, so I came back and I lost 12 pounds. So
12 pounds.
yeah, which isn't too much that up.
But you lost some muscle in that too,
yeah.
you know?
So
All
now
right,
it's all about.
sit into it, baby. Last one, best one. This one's complete failure. Ready?
Ready?
Hit it.
1,
2, 24. Last one. 25. Woo! That was badass. Yeah. Good job. Good push. Pushing yourself farther. Did you know that that is called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex?
I didn't know that at all.
It's a part of your brain, it's a muscle that grows when you do things past what you intend on doing.
Yeah.
When you push that extra moment, like what we just did.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I was fascinated by it. I didn't think it was real, so I looked it up. All right, take it back. All right, ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 23. 24. Last one. 25. All right. Power up. Kneel your knees into the seated area. Reach over. Grab the dumbbells, and we got 30. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1.
1,
Pause. Flex.
2,
Pause.
3.
Flex. 29. Oh my God. 30. All right, that was way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Now what I do here is I push right here and go right up into a cobra, pulling my chest through. Oh yeah. And we're gonna do 30. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. Flex. Pause. Flex.
2.
Pause.
3.
Flex. Pause. 29. 30. Push past your comfort zone. You didn't do any of that on Mount Everest, did you?
What, a comfort zone? No,
Did
no.
push past your comfort zone?
Dude, oh my God.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about?
No, definitely. I did. I literally thought I was going to die.
Yeah, and you went farther than you ever thought you
From
could.
exhaustion, I thought I was going to, I'd pass out, put my hands in face in the snow. 30 minutes, I can breathe.
And I grabbed Meadows' hands in the snow, hands in the weights. Ready?
Here we go.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3. Get that flex at the top. 4, 19, 20. Woo! Oh, man.
That blood pumping in the sweat going, I feel great now.
Now pull that through. Cobra, pull it through. Oh, yeah. Woo! Good pump, brother. Good pump. You survived Everest. And people think, there's a lot of people who don't make that. I don't mean up and down. They're still on the mountain. Because it's serious.
Yeah.
Oh, serious. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1. Pause. 2. Pause. Flex. Pause. Flex. 19. 20. So let me ask you something, Darby. The way you're able to push through with the weights when it really gets heavy, like what was that moment like when you're on that mountain and you just want to, like you're between hell and high water? How do you get to the next step?
Just staying true to your word. Literally set a goal and going towards it. And that's the thing is with everything, with the workout, especially when I work out with you, I can't just bitch out and all right, let's finish the thing and I go off here. You can't. No, because you're gonna look at me like I thought this guy was gonna hang. It's just going past that point. But it's all about your word and what you promise you kept to yourself.
And your word to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the most important person you keep your word to. All right, lay into it. Snatch them. Whew.
Here we go.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 18, 19, 20. Woo! 19, 20. Wow. Wow, one more. One more. Building muscle. Long, lean, strong muscle. Strong like bull. Well, this 20 pounds feels like 70 pounds. All right, but no joint damage here, baby. Reversing the joint damage. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. One, 2. Last one, best one. 3, 20. Come on, 2 more. 21. 22. 2 more. 23. 24. Last one. 25. Oh. Whoa. Yeah. No, triceps. We're going to end with triceps. All right, ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 24. One more. 25. Oh, wow. Pop them. Woo! Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3, 27, 28, 29, 30. Was there any point in time when you're going up that mountain, was there any point in time said, I don't know if I can do this?
Yeah, there was a point in the very, very beginning, the ice fall, because there was such a traffic jam. And at that time, my stomach and everything was feeling so like, just, I don't know, I felt like, not sick from being like, I don't know, I couldn't explain it.
Is the word nauseous?
Yeah, but it wasn't from that mountain. I couldn't explain really where it was from, but the big thing was I was like, man, I don't even know if I can make it up all these ladders, and when you do the Jumar and you extend yourself up, I was like, dude, I was feeling like, ugh.
Oh my God.
Altitude. I think it's because I had to shit my pants.
Yeah, I want to, it's coming off the Gauntlet, so we'll put that in there for you. All right, staying here, we're kicking right back. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1. Wait a minute. That's it. 2. I'm good. 3. Flex at the top. 4. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3. 19. 20. Oh, God. Whew. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. If you gotta stop, stop. 16, but if you got it, keep it going. Oh boy, 17, 18, I'm toast. I'm just not, if you got 20, good for you. Because man, my body just died. I mean, literally, I hit complete exhaustion at 18. Tried to do 19, wasn't there. And that's where you grow too. All right, let's grab it. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 19, 20. Now you can be going through this workout at any age. Darby, what are you, 32?
Yeah.
And 69. That's 37 years difference in age. Yet, I'm doing my workout, he's doing his, and we're both getting the maximum out of it. It doesn't matter where you are. You start doing those bed workouts and then go to the chair workouts and using a chair, and you're on.
I'm just putting it out there. There's a 70-year-old on Everest this year, so.
Oh my God, wow.
My birthday, we can go next year.
Not happening. I know my limitations when it comes to that. Yep. Third one. Pick them up a little bit and kick them out. 1, 2, 3, 19, 20. I was in the same spot. 19 was it. That was it. Whew. Come on. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 19, 20. We're here. 2 more. 21, 22. 2 more. 23, 24. Last one. 25. Oh, don't pop them yet. We got 1 more. 1 more. Tricep kick back. All right, take it down. Whew. Let's go. Let's go here. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 23. Come on, 2 more. 24. Last one. 25. Oh my God. Pop them. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, Sam. Oh my God. Oh. All right, so here's what you do, Darb. And you'll probably grab this and pick yourself up into it, and I'll just slide you. I like to sit myself in it. See, so I'm starting here.
Yeah.
But come around back. See how it's this, you want this low?
Yep.
So what you have to do is trust this right here.
Yep.
That you can't fall. See, once you're holding on to this, it's impossible to fall. So see how my legs went out? See how I'm moving, sliding it down right here. Okay? So once you get here, now you do this, and then you do this, and then you're here. And you just hang. And I'll literally hang here for 10 minutes. But now it's all, literally all pulling from here
Oh my God.
down.
You ever see that clip when I got hung upside down in Vegas at the wrestling show?
No.
And they had me hanging for like 5 minutes upside down like that, and then I got super kicked, and on the bottom of the shoes there were thumbtacks, and they went right in my nose.
Oh my
And
God.
I had to go right to the hospital. I thought I broke my nose.
Oh my God.
I gotta show you the photos. My nose had thumbtack marks all over them, and they're
Oh my God.
swollen. Oh, it was insane. But I was hanging upside down. Kicked Dallas in the face.
Oh, that would really piss me off.
It was it was the worst. Because then I was upside down for an extra 5 minutes after I got kicked. So all the blood's rushing. And I was like spraying blood everywhere. I was like, I can't breathe.
And then inhale, exhale. Bring it here, take it back a little higher. Then come here again. Exhale. Same thing we did yesterday, right? Wow. You see, I was like Muhammad Ali there for a second. Oh. Oh. How good does that feel?
Great.
Great, right? Now play, just hang there first, but then start playing with some of the shit. Just feel your body move. We got that on camera, like, whoa.
Touching the elbows.
Yeah, and open wide. And get that, pull that chest through, elbows back. Exhale, there you exhale. Inhale when you're coming back. Good.
What's the longest you stay in?
10. And when you're out here, you know, I normally hit so I can look out there too, you know. Now bring those elbows in. And now, pick from here. Now exhale out. And back. Work that. Good. I won't take all the credit at all, but I will take a small piece of credit for this guy being able to continue to do the amazing stunts that he does. Just crazy, but he's, again, he puts all the work in.
Small credit for that and a small credit for Everest.
What was that?
Small credit for that and a small credit for Everest.
How'd that feel?
Great. I'm just getting back up with the blood on my head.
Yeah,
but now
right.
it feels great.
I mean, the blood out of your head. So is it worth the ride coming down here to Panama City Beach to stay at Payge's retreat?
Oh, it was worth it. It's too damn hot, man. I gotta cool down.
Oh, here he goes. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh!